Now, all right, so we did ask you to let us know what you think, and we have creatives who are going to join us in this hour to talk to us about, what it is that they do, and we also wanted to know if it's possible to make money from the arts. I mean, we know, we're talking about it earlier on, that the arts, the creatives are struggling at the moment. Whether you're a musician, whether you are a artist that draws fine art, whatever it is, there's just some really challenging times at the moment to deal with this environment, man. So our guest, I want to tell you a little bit about him, man. This man is so busy, bro. Can I tell you, this man is so busy? And we'll also introduce our other guest who's going to join us a little bit shortly. But first, Simphiwe Khumalo is a multimedia creative. He's an entrepreneur, a community builder. Based in Johannesburg, he's the founder of Limbic Media, a multimedia company that helps township-based businesses and brands visually communicate with their audiences through photography, videography, and content creation. What began as a hobby in photography grew into a purposeful career after Simphiwe completed certificates in basic camera work and lighting and video editing at City Varsity. He honed his skills through hands-on experience at Soweto TV as a volunteer and later on film productions such as Utingo Sky, where he worked as a BTS photographer, a cameraman, and his portfolio includes coverage of major festivals like Cookout Sunday, collaborations with local establishments, and going on tour with impactful artists in the music industry. He's passionate about empowering others. Simphiwe founded Township Impact Hive, a non-profit company based in Soweto. The organization is dedicated to equipping township entrepreneurs and creatives through impactful business events, educational programs, and mentorship initiatives. Man, that's a mouthful right there, man. God damn, brother. How you doing, man?
Oh, damn. Yeah, no, those are a mouthful. I'm doing fantastic, man. Uncle Zach, thank you so much for having me today.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful space.
Thank you, brother.
You just hooked me up with a beautiful jacket. I now look like an artist myself, a superstar,
There we go. Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for making time, brother. We appreciate you. I've said a lot about you, so you've got a huge event that's coming up. But firstly, to answer our question, is it possible to earn an income and make a living out of being an artist, a content creator, a creative in South Africa today?
Actually, I'd say yes, especially in the time that we live in, with the internet, one can collaborate with, other creatives. I know an artist from Soweto who is a fine art artist, but then he turned his art to, apparel, clothing wear. So he collaborates with other artists as well. He can have your face on on your t-shirt or sweater, and it's doing very well. Hey, his name is Elliot Sitole. So I feel like he's been innovative. I think innovation is the word to use this, in these terms. If you innovate, if you learn
and collaborate,
learn about the internet, how to monetize on the internet. Because that's where the money is. That's how you can make money actually these days.
Yeah.
So I think there is just need to learn self-development. Collaborate. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's take it one step back. So born and bred in Soweto.
Yes. Deep Kloof, Zone 5.
Yeah.
Very, very, very nice area.
Which part of Deep Kloof? Kunje, which side of
East side.
Deep Kloof has standards different. There's a cheese side and then there's
so
Is this edible cheese?
Eh?
Is this cheese food or is this cheese money?
Cheese money.
Cheese money,
I'm hungry, man. Yo,
You
some
thinking what?
nachos.
Some bacon? Yeah.
Yeah, no man. So I was fortunate to have been raised just between the cheese side. I'm from the not so cheese side.
Okay.
But our road it's the Chi side and my side.
Oh.
So you get to experiment best of both worlds, you know.
Yeah.
It's an area where when you go out of Soweto or when you come into Soweto, that's where you pass, you know.
Yeah.
Deep Kloof is where you find the Welcome to Soweto board.
Yes.
So yeah, man, it was a nice area to live in. It's where, you know, when all these iconic moments, when they would happen, that's where they would pass, you know. The caps that were worn, that's where they would pass, you know. All these moments, historical moments, we were able to see them because they need to pass that road.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know, it was an exciting area to actually grow up in, man. It was tough, you know, but yeah, as a kid, it was a very nice area to live in.
Cool, man. And all right, so you bumped into photography. How did that come about? Like, what inspired that?
So I've always loved to be in the media, you know. But then, you know, when you suggest these things to your parents, and then back in the day, you know, it's something like shoot tombe and sell pictures for 5 rand, you know, they didn't understand. So I was basically forced to go and work, you know. So I was employed before.
Yeah.
I've worked for the Department of Health. I've worked for Wits University for a research program. But then eventually I was like, no, let me just do what I really wanted to do. And I picked up the camera, started watching YouTube, as well as the
YouTube University.
Yeah. Went to City Varsity to learn more about lighting, camera work, editing, and so forth.
Yeah. All right. So there's some photographers here in the studio. I'm sure they must be thinking, "Damn, that's our topic right there." Man. So then you took it one notch further. You started volunteering at Soweto TV. What was that like? Were they opening to young creatives from Ekasi?
Actually, I sent an email first, started calling them. But then a few weeks later, I was like, nah, I need to just go there, you know. And I went there.
Emails don't work.
Emails don't work, you know.
Yeah.
I went there. I found a very nice lady. I'm sorry that I forgot her name. She was the security there. She was like, no, but I'll let them know that you were here. Please come back on Tuesday. They are here on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
So when I got there, then I told my story. This is what I've studied. I'd like to volunteer. I think I was fortunate enough that their intakes were about to actually leave. So they're like, you can start in a week.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. So it was a very good experience. I have just learned how to edit. They put me into the editing room, you know, to edit some of their shows, offline editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it was a very good experience to be around creatives and seeing the studio, how it works. Yeah.
So creatives, I mean, I heard you say about your parents. Giles, feel free to jump in whenever. So how difficult is it for parents to accept children who are creatives? Because parents are always thinking, be a teacher, be a doctor. That's what they used to be or whatever, you know. They want you to have a professional, you know, respectable career.
Yeah.
How difficult is it for parents? Because I heard you saying your parents were saying, hey, you just want to take pictures. Yeah.
No, I think because I was also young then, you know, looking at it now in hindsight, also you need to prove it to them, you know, that this can really work, you know. You must show discipline, because you know, when you get money from your gigs, you need to like really use it wisely so they can see this thing is viable, you know. So I think discipline, man, and just showing them that this is viable. I think that's the only way, you know. Yeah, it's just discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and and my question is, you said you volunteered, right? That's a big thing, because I know as a young person, we want to get paid. You know what I mean? So what made you just do that and say, you know what, let me just get exposed to that? And would you recommend that for the new generation to open themselves up to a volunteer type of role?
Definitely. It's actually that's important, and it's a problem nowadays with the young people. You know, they think they can just do whatever they need to do. You know, these things will come to them. But volunteering for me, it was just to help me with networking. You know, because when you are there, you are able to meet other creatives. You know, who've done it. We can watch YouTube and learn theory, but how I managed to, you know, so to speak, have quality work is to ask, you know, how did you do this? You know, when you meet other creatives, you ask, but how did you manage to do this? You know, then they tell you how. As well as the etiquette, man, you know, knowing the words, what equipment, you know, those kind of things. Being able to work in to be in a working environment, you know, is different from being a freelancer and being in a working environment. Yeah, so for me it was basically, you know, just to get the information, more knowledge, and networking, you know, and to utilize their equipment, you know.
And that's a big benefit, especially when you expose yourself in that manner. Because, like I said, you know, I remember when I had my mom signed me up for a volunteer gig in Houston, and I'm like, Mom, I don't want to do my summer working for free, you know. But I'm glad she exposed me to that, and I'm appreciative of your experience that you actually desired to go and do that, because you've seen the foresight of seeing that this is an opportunity to where you can network, you can learn skills for free.
Yeah.
Right. You can literally learn skills for free, like you said, learning the boards, learning how a corporation operates, and I just think that's an amazing tool that we can help the gentleman, you know, kind of think about. Hey, do some volunteer work. That'll expose you. One, it'll, like you said, give you network opportunities, and then also two, it'll expose you to new skill sets. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
It's interesting. You know what I see? I see a person that had vision. I see a person who was not afraid to take the risk. And because you were in an environment where you saw the power of what people can do when they have an idea, they pass by you every day. So you were being visited by the know-how every day. Now, I was going to say, did you set up a cheese stand and sell some Kool-Aid to get some cheese out there, or some lemon drops, or, you know, some, you know, a pup and acha, I don't know. But the opportunity was, ironically, it's a huge street festival, right?
Yeah.
And then there's cameras and there's people and there's song and dance. Here you are, a kid who's like, well, a child, not a kid, that's an animal. You're a child who's like, I want to do that, mommy. I want to do that, daddy. Do what? I want to see. So you saw. You came, you saw, and you kicked it. And that's a good thing, because now, from what you practiced, that's your sport. That's your game. Now you playing your way. You got your, you know, your Michael Jordan on. You rock. And that's, I say to anyone who's listening, in order to get to where you want to go, you got to be willing to get out there and absolutely just go for it, and don't fear what people call failure. There's no such thing. It's just learning to become better. So I appreciate that. That's I share a lot of wisdom and nuggets with you on that.
Nice one. Thank you.
Beautiful, man. All right. So we do want to get you involved and hear from you. Of course, we've got some voice clips we want to play just to hear how you as creatives can actually earn money on social media. And then we're going to bring in our another guest who's going to also join us right here on the Gentleman's Club, so that we can talk to him about what he does. And then also I want to jump into, maybe before we play the voice clips, let's talk about your organization, Township Impact Hive.
Yes.
Let's introduce that to our viewers and listeners. What is it, and how did you come about with it?
So Township Impact Hive is an initiative that seeks to be the bridge between entrepreneur or creatives with information and opportunities in the township. And we do that through workshops, business seminars, as well as mentorship programs. Yes. So how it started, because I work with small businesses within the township, and I'm an entrepreneur myself. So I'd see how I would fumble a lot, as well as the small businesses that I would work with. That we actually so talented, but we are unable to actually. We are good with building businesses, trust me, because of the talent. But we are unable to grow them and sustain them because we actually don't understand the models. You know, you think of an idea, you want to do it, you're passionate, but because business has evolved, we don't understand the models, you know. So one of my clients as well was someone who does business seminars. We'd follow him around to create content for him. We created a website for him where we had his online store as well. So I was like, no, man, wealthy people are having these conversations every day in hotels, in Sentin, you know. In the township, we need this information more, you know. And not that there aren't any of these conversations, but they're not that much, you know. So I was like, yeah, no, I'd really love to do something like this. So when my team collapsed, I think that's where I got a chance to say, let me start doing this. I didn't even feel the pain that, oh, my business has collapsed, because I was already busy, you know, trying to organize my first event, you know. Yeah. So that's actually how it started.
Yeah. So it's an NGO.
Yes, it's a non-profit company.
Okay.
Yes. It started informally, you know, but you know, somehow you need to do things formally. Even with the name, I was like, I want to do an event, but where is it from? Who's doing it? Oh, I need to have a name, you know?
Yeah.
And just quickly came up with the name, so yeah.
How did you come up with the name? You're like, I'm in a township. Yeah.
I know, it was difficult.
Really?
It was really difficult. And but I knew that it has to resonate, you know. I need to use the word Soweto or township, you know. But also I didn't want to limit. We don't know what the future looks like, you know. Let me say township rather, because we have a lot of townships in the country. So it has to, you know, it has to be something with the word impact, you know. I think, that's how it came out.
Yeah.
So, you know, township, what we're doing is to impact entrepreneurs and creatives. So Township Impact Hive, yeah. Okay.
Brilliant, man. We're going to introduce another guest right now to join us. He's also a creative, just so that we expand on this particular topic, gents. Can we make money out of being a creative? Let's dive into that. All right, so let's take a listen to the first voice clip, and then we'll introduce Adey, who's going to join us right now.
Here's 3 ways South African TikTok creators is making money. The first one is brand deals. We all see these TikTok ads featuring South African creators, and they obviously get paid to make those ads. Number 2, this is one I've actually done in the past, and it's that you are selling a product or service to your TikTok audience. So for this, you'll have to start a brand selling a product or service that your audience actually wants or needs. And you can sell it via a website link that you put in your bio. Lastly, we all know there's no TikTok creator fund, so South African TikTok creators can't make money directly off their TikToks, but they can try to direct their traffic and audience to a platform like YouTube where they can monetize their content. Follow for more content like this.
All right, so that's the first voice clip, and of course the Minister of Digital Communications, Minister of Communications, this is what he had to say, because we had to really try and find out how is it that as creatives are not getting paid the same on social media, especially places like TikTok, especially, you know, South Africans and African content creators are not paid the same or equally with other content creators. So this is what he had to say.
So it's important that we position the Creators Fund that is, you know, prevailing in the US and other European markets to also allow the African market to fully monetize this for our content creators. And we need to make sure that we bring that equity as a matter of agency. South Africa proudly hosts one of Africa's largest and most dynamic TikTok communities with over 17 million active users. Our talented creators regularly ignite global viral trends, showcasing a creativity and cultural influence that is admired world over. And yet, the rewards that they generate from this don't match that size.
Right. So that's the minister, Soli, who was talking about how and what needs to be done, this creative fund. And I think we're moving in the right direction. So let's take a listen to one more lady who tells us how she makes money online.
So last week, I posted a video about how I made $650 as a content creator this month alone, and people were asking how I did that. So if you're a content creator in South Africa, I would strongly suggest that you work with international brands, because like I said in my previous video, that is where the money is. So how do you get to work with international brands? Basically, what you have to do is do research about the international brands in your niche. So if you're a beauty content creator, fashion content creator, whatever niche you specialize in, just do research on which international brands are active on social media and reach out to them. I do have like steps on how to reach out to brands under my playlist, influencer tips. And secondly, consider working with brands outside your niche. So from time to time, I will work with educational brands and they pay me like really well, whereas I would usually do like lifestyle, beauty, fashion, skincare, self-care content. So don't be completely shut off to the idea of like exploring other niches, specifically when it comes to working with brands. And then thirdly, follow other international content creators and look at what brands they are working with. That is usually what helps me most of the time. So what I would do is I would form a good relationship with other international content creators, and then we just share like brand email addresses together. So they give me email addresses of brands in the US and the UK, and then I give them email addresses of brands that I've worked with that are from South Africa. So that's basically how you can maximize your profits as a content creator, by working with international brands.
All right, gentlemen, you heard some of those tips on how people are making money. Let's first get your opinion before we introduce our next guest to our conversation. Yeah, let's start with you, my brother. What do you think? Just on the suggestions about creatives, different ways of making money online. You were saying collaborate, be creative, be innovative. Yeah.
Oh yes, man. Especially with the music, guys, because the music is supposed to expose you to ways of making money.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of money to be made on TikTok, as well as YouTube. You just need patience and just to learn how to do these kind of things. Collaborations as well. Collaborations are so important. But yeah, man, I think that's my 2 cents on that.
Yeah.
What about as far as the etiquette of it all? Like, if you wanted to use, let's say, a music artist, maybe a local music artist, is there a certain etiquette as to how to reach out and see if they're willing or wanting to collaborate on projects or video content or even fashion or whatever?
I think also artists need to be willing, to collaborate. I've seen some successful collaborations, man. I know a guy who owns an apparel clothing range. It's called Godfidence. So he collaborated with one of the famous DJs in the country, and the collaboration, man, has done well, man, for both the apparel as well as the artist, because the artist gets to have their own apparel, because you don't have to make money only through music, so you can also have your own clothing range. So he helps him with the printing, and then he, on the other hand, helps him to push his brand, which is Godfidence. So yeah, I mean, collaborations and being open to them, and also just finding someone who can teach you these things, It doesn't have to be someone who you need to pay. Someone can, you can just go to maybe one of the institutions, find these students who are in PR or marketing, doing their second years, and just ask them that I'm an artist. Because as creatives, we really don't, we are good at the creativity, but not the business.
Exactly.
So you need someone who understands the business. So I feel like if you're not at a point in time where you can afford someone you can pay, you can always reach out to these colleges, and find a student who can help you. They'll be willing. Some of these students, it's actually a requirement in the institutions that they do such things, sort of like an
Good point.
internship, someone who can help you with the business so that you understand what you need to do.
Yes. No, that makes sense, and as the listeners listen to that, that can be something that they can put in their toolbox to reach out to some of these universities and talk to some of these interns, and collaborate and do some creative and positive work with the business mindset as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. All right, so gentlemen, let me introduce our next guest who is standing by, and he's joining us right here. This brother man's got a long profile. So I won't go through everything, but his name is Adey Omotade. He's a Yoruba interdisciplinary artist, composer, and curator whose practice explores the intersection of sound, ritual, and cultural memory, drawing on Yoruba cosmology, archival oral traditions, and indigenous instrumentation. Omotade creates immersive and participatory works that investigate listening as a sensory, spatial, and relational act. His compositions and installations engage themes of migration, ecology, and decolonial museology. Damn, these are big words, man.
Sure.
On a Saturday morning.
Yeah, man. I see you, man. I see you over there.
Being a sportsman.
All right, so let me just tell you more what he's done. He has participated in prestigious residencies, including
Schloss Balmoral.
Schloss Balmoral.
Balmoral.
These are French words, so
No,
I
they're
can't.
actually German.
Are they German?
Yeah. Schloss.
Okay.
Meaning
okay.
the castle.
Okay, the castle.
Yeah.
All right, La Napole Art
La Napole.
La Napole
Yeah.
Art Foundation in France. Is it Cité Internationale des Arts?
Cité International des Arts.
Okay. Tribe XX Lab in Lagos.
Tribe XX Lab.
Okay. And then En Plein Air, Côte
In
d'Ivoire.
plein air. Yeah.
In Plein Air. Okay. All right, brother. Welcome to the show, man.
Welcome.
I'm not sure if I'm ready for the big words that I'm looking at right now, man.
No,
Okay.
you survive.
Yeah,
I
survive.
promise you,
Yeah.
survive.
Welcome to the show, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for waking up so early in the morning.
Thank you.
Cold Saturday morning, but
And
you
thanks
here.
to my wife actually for reminding me.
Oh, she did.
Not reminding, but like
Woke you
setting
up.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She called you. She's
Yeah.
Hold me
Mentally.
wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. Welcome to it, man.
Thank you.
You've just joined us. You've heard the conversations. We're talking about creatives. Can creatives earn a living, make money? Can we professionalize creativity?
Yeah. But it's a lot of work.
Okay.
And I'll go back to like the main foundation. One of the foundation that I overstudies is that we as a continent don't even have our own cloud. We don't have our own iOS. We don't have our own like data collecting spaces. So we are at the back end of international services to service our needs. So we're not even having the conversation. The conversation is not here, is not how we make money from it. Is that these platforms does not belong to the continent. And the ones that belong to the continent still need a back end that is international to store, for storage, for cloud, for all of those things. You still need those. Well, I mean, the only services we're getting is literally internet, and then your phone, and how you do. But in terms of creative making money is now designing in a different ways, because we've been used to the same way we've been marketing music, fashion, food, as how these things have been designed from the back end. So we don't even have, I don't think African has their own kind of language when it comes in terms of like, how do we market our own product to ourselves? Where do we take this thing to? And then the creative are also now stuck in like, we've gotten to this level and this ceiling seems to be the highest that we've been. But so what is next? So until creatives started taking the business course of things and starting to become an executive in those understanding those languages, and can stand in front of the corporate and institution and also gather all of the data they've been working on as an equity. Because I don't think we realize how much heavy those experiences have become what we are now, that we are unable to now like capitalize on that as a bank currency, as a currency itself, but as an equity, as whatever you want to put it. Because we're not going to be taken seriously unless we're able to actually handle those things ourselves. So conversation about us making money is not that it's impossible. We also live in isolation, thinking that we're alone. I mean, can I speak French? But
Sure.
it's a fucking long continent.
Oh, I didn't know you were speaking that French.
Oui, oui.
Oui, oui. Si, si.
So we have a continent that we haven't even tapped into.
Okay.
I mean, do you know the market in just Kenya and Senegal and Mali and Lagos? And, we haven't tapped into how do we now extend these things that we have into those spaces. How do we connect those? And if the people, the creative professionals are not coming together to like, okay, we have to really design this thing ourselves. If not, we're going to be doing the same thing we've been told to do.
Yeah.
We're not directly translating a dialect, a culture into a marketable things that we can now like, let's just look at Africa alone, I'm not looking at Europe, let's just look at the continent alone.
Yeah.
And if you just look at the numbers we have and the products and the services that you're giving, and you know that these services are needed in Swaziland, they're needed in Namibia, they're needed in Kenya, they're needed in Tanzania. If it's not that we're looking at, then we're just doing the same, because we're just going to be stuck here. And that's the level. Unless we have our own operating system, we have our own cloud, where we're able to now build as much content as we can.
Yeah.
But I don't see us moving past that.
I noticed, I was doing a little research because I have a little IT background, and I've noticed that like Nigeria is doing a lot of innovative infrastructure on the tech side. I'm still trying to find. I know that there are big tech movers here in South Africa, but what do you think would help to basically build that technical infrastructure, like you said, because we need that for the creators to be able to have something of their own. Is there any technology or things that's going on right now that you know of that could be utilized a little bit more to kind of make this infrastructure be built a lot faster?
I don't think it's the infrastructure problem, because this is where it's not just our kind of levels of like conversation. I think where I'm coming in from is we have a continent that we've been told that whatever they dump into it is what they must take. And we have not been able to come up with our own language or data to say, I mean, we do have all of that. The things that will also have to happen is that you also understand that if we do not have your own cloud or your own satellite, you still need somebody else iOS to run it. So it doesn't matter how big the tech space in Africa is coming on, it's on other people's that you're paying clouds to. That you're paying, you have to use their source because they're there. And then we can, I think it's also being able to now like, okay, so we're talking about executive, professional creatives, where we come up and like, we need to design our own language now.
Yeah, exactly. And I know
we
that
need
like
to design how we now like push our things into like, how do we take advantage of our continent? Because if the conversation is not about this continent, because my thing is, what are we doing for these kids that are coming up next? We can point them to go and study, go to your YouTube, go and take this TikTok, follow this lead. But I don't think we're building anything. I don't think we even have that capacity
Yeah.
to be able to build, unless we understand the business ourselves. Unless we now like, okay, this is 1, 2, and 3. Because the only way you can move forward now is to be a collective. It's not just one man's ideas anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
That's
I noticed that with ChatGPT, I noticed some social media content creators was expressing their and I'm not bashing ChatGPT, but it made sense. They said that they can't even like use some of the prompts in their own language, in their own their own cultural languages. So something like that.
Yeah, I actually wanted to touch on that. One of the things that we actually don't, as an African, that I think we're also missing, is that this thing belongs to us. It came from us. We are that language. We're binary codes. Every one of us. We're zeros and one. If you don't understand that language, then you need to go back home, because it's your dialect that you need to have conversation with. It's not the English. Until you start, when you speak Zulu to it, also understand, like I said, this is not our operating system. So whatever dialect they're sending from there, we have to now teach it that this belongs to me. So you're like, yo, I'm chatting with GPT like I'm a Yoruba person. I'm chatting with GPT like I'm from Zulu. I'm Zulu, because that's the only language you can understand. Because if you take it apart as a separate an entity and in isolation, you're missing the entire point. Like everything here is alive, but then being in connection with that to now like, okay, this is what I want this table to do for me, but you have to ask for the permission. This is what I want this ChatGPT to do for me. Because if you're now thinking as the way it's being pushed to us, for us to like interact with this thing that we own, that came from us, it's our language. But then so you understand the part of us now redesigning how we approach this spaces, who we approach it with, and how we build this thing together. If you were gonna be in isolation look at our children, look at our kids now. They're more in isolation than we are.
Absolutely.
And then if we're not able to come together and start giving them the content that we want them to, not what is been sent to them, that's the only way we can economically, creatively, professionally make money as a creative.
Yeah, man.
How do you jump into what he's saying, brother? I mean, he's just saying, let's take this thing north. Let's do Africa. Let's just not only look here.
No, man, I agree, actually. You see, also the beauty about this ChatGPT and AI is that we also have an opportunity to feed it information. So we are able to tell our story as Africans, what we are about, so that as you say, the children that are coming after us, they know the real story from us. So we are able to feed it information, as well as you collaborating with other countries from Africa. I think that's why it's important to have these kind of business events, like workshops. That's where these discussions can be held. How do we go about building, like he said? How do we get support? We do have some already happening. You'd have these continental conversations happening in the Central Convention Center, but we also don't have to rely on meeting in person. We have the opportunity to have these conversations online, and really just get support. We, as artists, we do need support, from private. We can run away from it, but we do need support from private, from government, because we know as an artist, you have an idea. Say, for example, maybe you can agree, when you started maybe thinking you wanted to do photography, you knew that you need to get a camera, and take pictures. But now, as you go into the business, because you didn't understand the business that you're going into, you understand the creativity. And when you get in there, now there's a project that needs you to have a certain lens, those optics. It's a project you agreed on. and then it's happening maybe in a week, and the lens costs 19,000 rands. You know, maybe you need a wide angle. So you knew what you wanted to do, but didn't understand, you know, the dynamics that come with it. So that's where now funding kicks in. You know, you need funds for this now, because you have to do this, and you can't stop now because the lens is expensive. You know, also I agree with him when he says you need to change your mindset and just have some enthusiasm and embody yourself as a person who is a business person. Network with business people. I'm in a WhatsApp group with with people who are very good at what they do, who are in exact level in corporate. These are people who also introduced me to like things like ChatGPT. Maybe they were tired of me asking them stuff all the time. Like, hey, brother, there's something new coming, you know.
Yeah.
You know.
He has an assistant. Yeah.
But it's nice to have people like that, you know, surroundings, people who understand customer experience in a global space, people who understand running a business, you know, in a global space. So it helps. So that's why some people will pay for mentors, but I'm lucky that I'm just in that space. I've managed to make relationships with people who are into business, and I'm enthusiastic about learning about business. So yeah, I think that's why I'm saying I agree with the guy.
Oh, powerful, man. All right, my brother, let's talk about your agency quickly. We've got about less than 10 minutes. What you do here in South Africa, and just some of the future project, and then we can close it off with you, my brother, just about your event and the way it's happening. Yeah.
So our agency runs everywhere, not just in South Africa. And it's called Root Formula Creative Agency. And the idea came as part of how I collect professional creatives and help them build their portfolios. So help them build their online presence, help them understand what language to use, help them understand what grant is and how to approach them and what grant. So we collating high-end professionals like yourself who is now like having other, and then we help you build this portfolio for not just for the space. So we're looking at targeted audience in Lagos that need your services, and we're like, oh, this is what we have, and you're needed in this kind of space. Or we're looking at Tanzania, and we says, oh, come do a residency here for 3 weeks, so that you just be creative as a creative, because we don't have professional creatives that takes care of creatives. Everyone that have been taking care of creatives are never creatives. Now it's not that we're forced.
It's like saying soccer players have coaches, golfers, but creatives don't have coaches.
We don't have that are creatives themselves. Because you have to be a creative. You have to learn all of these things. So all of the things that I've done is not so that I can say I've done all of this. It's for my research. And I see that there's a lacking in a space for professional creative, because once they've now gotten into that ceiling, they don't know what to do next. So we come up with that, and we like redesign how we now market ourselves to ourselves. And my purpose is for this continent. That's my purpose for this continent. It doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm pushing this continent, and I'm taking like as many professional creative that are willing to see how we can like build our own ecosystem. Because I don't think anyone will be able to do that. No one will be able to do that for us. Not I think. We have to do it ourselves. So that's what we do as a creative agency. Because I'm also a creative myself. I'm a sound designer. I'm a creative director. I run so many events. I run so many like conversation, especially with men, because we don't have a whole lot of that. When men are now like, how do we now like, just gathering is not just about the talk now. Where do we go next? How do we collectively achieve this thing? Because my aim is like in the next 5-10 years, we're going to be very old, and we must be able to now like, oh, I know they've got it, we're fine. But if we're not doing that work ourselves right now, so that's where I'm putting my space in. where I'm like, I want to take care of my own people. And it's not just about the agency as well. We're talking about the tea lifestyle. We're talking about healthy living. We're talking about the food you put in your belly. We're talking about how you dress, the colors that matches your. Because some people, as an African, we think everything we wear is aligned with our core. Everything we eat, because we can eat it. So those are the conversation we have. Like, how do we healthily, if there's any English like that, how do we healthily, collectively, like, build this thing that we literally call Ubuntu or Africa, or, but I think creatives are the ones that have that space.
Absolutely, man. All right, my brother, let's talk about your event that's coming up. When is it coming up, and who you targeting, and is he invited? I don't know.
Yeah, no, they all invited.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, lovely. So the Soweto Music Business Workshop is a high impact event, which is a 1-day event designed to equip DJs, producers, musicians with knowledge of music rights, royalties, how to monetize online, and just digital tools. Yeah, it's happening on the 15th of August. It's a Friday. It will be held at the historic A2 venue. They partnered with us. A2 venue, actually, we were so fortunate to have this one because it's a very historic venue.
Rebuilt.
Yeah, it's rebuilt.
Yeah, looks much better.
It looks so beautiful. When you go inside there, the first thing you see is the gallery, which is called the Heritage Hall.
Okay.
It's got a nice wall and some couple of TV screens which shows you what used to happen there.
Yeah.
So it was built as a cinema. That's where our parents used to go there for dates.
I used to go to A2 as well back in the 80s, bro.
Yeah. It was built by a very powerful entrepreneur.
Yeah.
The Shabalala family.
Yes.
Not only was a cinema, but they would have cultural events as well, like choir events, theater, So they've revamped it, and when you go inside the Heritage Hall, you'll see all the information. It's a beautiful gallery with all the pictures of Bobabu, Hostix Mabuza,
the histories.
Ken Kamp.
So rich.
Did you know Ken Kamp?
Yeah, Ken Kamp. Yeah.
Yes. Brenda Fassi. You see the history, man, of Soweto arts and culture.
Beautiful.
Yeah, man. So we're having it there. We expect to have institutions from the music. Sampra, Riza, Spotify will be giving us a masterclass on Spotify. We still need to confirm TikTok to bring us their representative, as well as YouTube.
Okay.
So that they teach the artists on how to monetize, how their platforms work. Yeah, no, it's going to be a beautiful day. We have a segment where we would like to honor one of our Soweto legends, as well as it's going to be a nice networking event, man. Yeah,
beautiful, man. Gents, we've come to the end of our discussions. Any last words from your side, maybe to encourage creatives who are watching, who are listening, about burning the flame, fueling the flame? Because sometimes it's a lonely road when things are not happening. You feel like you want to give up.
Yeah, man. Actually, thinking about it now, I encourage not only musicians, if you're a content creator, if you're creative, because the conversation is about making money online. So you might as well come and join in, Be enthusiastic about attending these events. Artists tend to think that their job is just going to gigs, but stuff like attending these events, going to photo shoots, artists from the Township are not really, knowledgeable that that's actually their work, So please come and network, have a great day, and learn about the music business so that you are able to monetize with your craft. Yes.
Beautiful, man. Any last words from your side, brother?
Find the right community. Find the right community. It takes time. But when you do, make sure you're able to give back to this community. But without community, I don't think. I mean, community is what has gotten me to where I'm at right now. You know. So yes,
Belong somewhere.
yeah. Find not just one, but find the community, and then you go out of them. You find another one. You get out of them, but never stop finding a community.
Yeah. Powerful, man. Yeah.
Sorry, man. Just one more thing. Sorry to interject like that. I almost forgot. I'd like to actually reach out to brands out there, you know, and institutions, the media, you know, an organization like yourself, you know, we don't just want artists to come there, attend, learn. Yes, that's very much important, but also we would love for them to get opportunities out of this. You know, when I mention media, I mention like even if they can have some sort of segment building up to the workshop where an artist can come there and be interviewed, or, you know, their songs being played, even if it's just for 2 weeks, you know, that will give confidence to the artist, you know. Yeah, man. So any brand out there, we already have Umculo Media, who are doing very well actually in managing their artists. They said, no, we'll give one of the artists a distribution deal. At least that comes with marketing, doing music videos for them, you know. But we will then obviously have to have someone looking into it and see if it's fair enough for the artist. But those are the kind of things we would like to get out of this workshop, you know, opportunities, something tangible, something that can hold on to for some time, yeah.
Oh, powerful, man. Powerful. Thank you so much, gentlemen. I appreciate you. Firstly, for doing what you do and inspiring other creatives, because it's a lonely road. It's difficult. Sometimes some children are born with this creativity, and they get discouraged and they feel all alone. And when they see gentlemen like you and talking the way you talk, it can inspire them. So thank you very much for sharing your... and I hope we can take this conversation outside of the studio when we're done here.
Thank you so much for having us, man.
Thanks for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. King, you good, brother?
Hey, I'm great. I'm as a up and coming content creator myself, just sitting here and learning these different tools and knowledge base and skill sets is helping me out, and I'm sure those who are listening in are taking in this knowledge as well, and most likely will love to collaborate with you brothers, because you sound like y'all really got it figured out. And it's definitely a blessing to be amongst you guys. And yeah, thank you.
Cool, man.
Thank you, man.
All right. This has been the Gentleman's Club. Thank you very much. Shout out to everybody who listened, who watched, and of course we've been live on all various social media platforms. And shout out to the team in the background; they've been doing wonders. And you guys you didn't send a shout out to your better half, and you are on air, brother. I don't know how you're gonna drive back home, man, but it's okay. Hello, lady. Thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you, Dimamzo. We have to greet, the important people right here, man. All right, gents, it's been fantastic. Thank you so much for your time. We've been enjoying ourselves with you, and we'll be back again next week, Friday. Next week, Saturday. Yeah.
Next week, Saturday.
Yeah. All right. All right. This has been a Gentleman's Club, man. Let's do this.